Hello guys, and you are very much welcome to round number 7 of AOR here with the lads of F6, and we are here at the Canadian Grand Prix Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, as we got 15 minutes left of qualifying. Let's see what kind of times these guys are going to be able to do. Also, the one stop versus the two stop. One stop would be a safe bet around this circuit, but if you've got the pace for the two stop, it might be worth, as we got a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. I wonder what happened there. As we got Hammers right now setting the pace on the Hypersoft tyres with a 109.0. Dale pops in second with a 109.2. So we're seeing the pace coming through very early, as we got 14 corners on this very tricky circuit. This corner by here, the chicane of turns 6 and 7, very tricky on traction on the exit, and then you got the DRS, 3 DRS zones on the back straight out of the kink of turn 12 on the run down to the final chicane of turn 13, on the start finish straight, and on the exit of turn 7 on the run down to turn 8 underneath the bridge just before turn 8. So we're going to see how many people are going to be struggling. Also, this is another traction zone on the exit of the hairpin, turn 10. Will we see a couple of dive bombs down there? And then of course we got the infamous wall of champions at this final chicane. You're just grazing the wall. You want to be doing, you don't want to be clouting into it, but you want to be taking it as fast as you possibly can. Obviously you don't want to be corner cutting. And Sloshy pops in with a 108.6. So an impressive lap from Sloshy on the ultra soft tyres, I might add as well. Yep, he's on the ultras. So that is a very good strategy for him to be on ultras, so the super softs will easily be the preferred strategy. But if you've got the pace to make Hypersoft, the two sets of ultras, work, it might be worth for you. Of course, quality pace and race pace are not the same thing, so we may see a couple of people quick on one lap pace but might start slipping back down the order, and we might see some guys coming from the back further up the grid. As Jacob goes across the line with a 108.6, but he is on the hyper soft tyres, and he has matched Sloshy. Of course, Jacob, last week's winner at the Monaco Grand Prix, so he'll be looking to keep that momentum going here for round number 7. We got just over 11 minutes to go in qualifying. Let's go through the order right now. We got Jacob on provisional pole with a 108.6. Sloshy on the front row with him, but on the ultra soft tyres, just 1/100th of a second off the pole time at the moment is Sloshy. We got Nas in the Mercedes in third place with a 109.0, just ahead of the McLaren driver of Hammers, who is on an outlap with a 109.0. Sneaky Ninja in the Renault, a 109.1. And we got Ivan, 109.2 in 6th place. Dale in 7th with a 109.2. Rich in 8th also on a 109.2. So we got a very close battle from 3rd down to 8th at the moment. We got Baba in 9th. In the other Williams, a 109.7. Don Silva in the other Renault, a 110.1. He'll be looking to improve on that. Ozone, who has had a bit of bad luck so far this season, he'll be looking to try and improve on that time with a 110.8. SJH, I was just about to move on to him because he hasn't set a time yet and he is retired from the session, so maybe he has hit the wall of champions, we don't know. But we got Alex in 13, hasn't set a time yet. Vallicello also haven't set a time, and we got Bullet who also hasn't set a time. We got a yellow flag in sector 3. What's that for? We're gonna ride on board with Vallicello and see if we can find out what's going on. As he dives straight into the pits. Let's try and find someone who we can go on board with. As James, I believe this is starting his new flying lap. Let's get the lap delta out. Oh, actually, he's just crossed the line with a 108.6. Puts him right up there with the big boys. Just 4 thousandths of a second quicker than Sloshy on the ultra soft tyres. So this will be interesting to see what Sloshy's pace will be like if he decides to switch onto the hypers. But at the moment, Baba and Sloshy, the only two in the top 10 on ultra soft tyres. I believe, yep, he has aborted our lap, so we're going to go on board with the provisional pole sitter at this time. Jacob, last week's race winner around Monaco, is Don Silva. Nope, it was Alex who just popped up into 11th. My bad, I thought Don Silva popped up a little bit. But we're going to follow on board with Jacob to see what he can do. If there's going to be an improvement on his personal best time at the moment. We got a yellow flag in sector 3. But we're going to stick on board with Jacob. Getting very close to the wall on the exit of turn 9. Very close. And he's got a Williams behind him as well. Here he comes for the final chicane. Getting close with the wall of champions. And he has improved. It's a 108.3. He's improved by near enough 3/10. Fair play. Fair play. Jacob looks to be on it like a car bonnet. Pardon the pun, but it was there. The pun was there. And we got James in the garage, Sloshy in the garage, Baba out on track, and he's up in the P4 right now. He made the switch over to the Hypersofts and he has gained quite a few places now with that decision, so fair play. Sneaky Ninja dropping down the order a little bit to P7, and we got Bullet who has just set his first lap up into P10 straight away, so that puts Don Silva down to 11th. We're still waiting for a lap time from Vallicello, so we're going to stay on board and see what kind of lap time he will be able to do. So he opens DRS on the run down to turn 8 underneath the bridge. Breaking hard into turn 8 and 9 on the exit, keeping it clean. Massive lockup on the run into the hairpin, which has caused him to go deep into that corner, so he has lost a little bit of time through that corner. But where's he going to end up? gets close to the wall of champions. It's a 108.9, which puts him straight up into 6th place. So a decent lap from Vallicello, but he knows there's more time on the table, especially at that hairpin. As we got just under 5 minutes to go, Vallicello going 1/10 quicker in the first sector, so this could be a good lap from Vallicello if he keeps it all together. Run down to the hairpin. Is he going to lock up and go deep again? Nope, this time no lock up. Keeping it clean, keeping it crisp, and there's a Renault just up the road, but he moves out of the way. The Renault is out of the way, and I believe that's the Renault of Don Silva. It's Vallicello. He's going to come straight into the pits, but he does know there's more time out there. Is there anyone on a flying lap right now? Alex on an out lap. Don's just started a flying lap. James coming straight into the pits, so we're going to stay on board with Don Silva, who just gets ahead of a few cars coming out of the pits. Be good for his lap, obviously, to get ahead of him. And how close does he dare with that wall? Didn't take advantage of the full track, kept it quite tight on the exit as well. DRS wide open on the run down to turn 8. Possibly a little bit of track extending there, but he did clout the wall on the exit. I believe the hairpin is where we're going to see a lot of overtaking manoeuvres. But will we see any overtaking manoeuvres into the final chicane? There's only one way to find out. We gotta stick around and watch this race. Yeah, I think Don Silva backed off. We got a yellow flag in sector 3. Possibly for cars getting out of the way. But the Toro Rosso of Ozone getting oh so close to the wall of champions there. Oh so close. He is currently sitting in P14, so he does need to improve. Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke earlier. Vallicello actually set his time on the ultra soft tyres, and everyone's chucked on a set of hyper softs right now, so we're going to see what kind of times these guys are going to be able to do. We're going to jump on board with provisional pole sitter Jacob to see what he's going to do as the Haas of Dale gets out of the way on the run into the hairpin. Here we go through the final chicane, as I believe that's Ozone. Ozone into the wall of champions. Of course, typical. As soon as I go to view what happens with Jacob, Ozone puts it into the wall. We got Sloshy warming up his tyres, getting ready for a run. James behind him as Ozone does retire from the session. We got the Mercedes and Nas going through. Where's he gonna pop up to? He does improve and goes up to P4. But this is the man to watch right now. Sloshy, he was competitive. Oh, he just clouted against the wall, and he's he's down on his time at the moment as he hits the wall again. I don't think this is going to be an improvement for Sloshy. Sneaky Ninja has retired, and there goes Sloshy into the wall on the exit of turn 9. He's going to have to be careful because there is another car behind him coming through, the Mercedes of Nas, looking to improve. Let's see where he's going to come out to, and we got Hammers behind us. Ivan goes second with a 108.6, so a good lap from Ivan. Well, I believe was at second anyway, but no, actually he wasn't. Ivan did improve. Let's see what Nas does. Nas goes second with a 108.4. What about Hammers? And I think his time was gone. Very, very tricky to be losing the car like that. So only Alex can threaten pole position right now. I don't think he's going to do it. Now he's peeling off into the pits. So there is your pole man, the pole sitter, the guy on the front of the grid, Jacob, last week's race winner, has put on pole here for Canada, with Nas in the Mercedes alongside. But Sloshy will be starting from 5th on the ultra soft tyres. Vallicello will be starting from 7th on the ultra soft tyres. So it'll be interesting to see how well those two do through this Grand Prix. As for some reason, the game decided to put me on chase cam. But it's all good. So we're going to run through the grid order as it stands. So we got Jacob on pole, Nas in second, Ivan in third, Hammers in fourth, Sloshy in fifth on the ultra soft tyres, Baba in sixth, Vallicello on the ultra softs in seventh, Rich in eighth, Sneaky Ninja ninth, Bullet 10th, Dale 11th, Don Silver 12th, Alex 13th, Ozone in 14th, and SJH, who crashed out and retired early in the session, not setting the time, starts from the back of the grid. And we are ready for 5 red lights. And interesting, only 0.04 of a second between the front two oh my, it's absolutely soaking it down. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for an absolute stunner of a race by here. Canada, mixed weather conditions, hopefully, maybe mixed weather, I'm not sure, but it is pouring it down, and this is gonna see what will separate the men from the boys. 35 laps of the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Round number 7. Who is going to be the master in the red as they're getting ready for the formation lap? It'll be interesting to see how many of them survive the formation lap. As already we got Jacob having a little bit of a drift into turn 1. Nas already struggling with the conditions. What tyres are they on? Is it inters or is it full wets? That is the question. It is intermediate conditions, so it's not as bad as what I initially thought. It is going to be the inters for everyone, so that ultra soft tyre strategy from Sloshy and Vallicello goes completely out of the window. But the question is, can Jacob maintain the lead? Will all these guys get through turn 1 unscathed? And will they survive these tricky conditions? Traction zones are going to be key out of turn 4. Turns 2. Traction zone out of turn 7 as well. And of course the hairpin in turn 10. They are going to be key, and we're going to have to watch out for the wall of champions as well, because in these conditions it's very easy to just career straight into the wall of champions, lose a bit of your front wing, and then, you know, that could be race over. As we got the guys lining up on the grid right now, getting ready for 5 red lights and the start of this Canadian Grand Prix. We've got SJH just forming up at the back of the grid. And here we go to 5 red lights. Lights out, and we are underway as Jacob is leading. He seems to have got good traction off the line as we got the Ferrari of Ivan going down the inside for P2. This could be a great start for Ivan, but Nas is going to hold it down the inside of turn 3, lose the back end slightly. Ivan has got second place, but it's still going to be side by side into turn 3. Can Nas make the move? Oh, we got a Ferrari spun around Vallicello. James, calamities, lap 1. James, as I think he turned the wrong way, he is down into 14th. Dale has lost a bit of time as well. Maybe he was caught up in that. As we got Alex going quite slowly. We got any more battling going on? We got this little battle between Sloshy, Baba, and we got Vallicello right behind them. Ivan right on the back of Nas, and Jacob has gotten away from him slightly already. So let's have a look and see who's made what positions and who has been the worst starters here today. So we got SJH making 7 places off the start. James dropping down 8 places. Ninjas dropping down 4 places. Dale dropping down 4 places. Ozone climbing up to 3 places to P11. Got Vallicello looking down the inside. He thought about it. What about SJ? No, he's not going to think about it. Sloshy with a 5-second stop-go penalty for cutting the corner. And he has lost 2 places right there to Baba and Vallicello. So that corner cut, not only is it going to cost him in the pit phases, but it's also going to cost him on track for track position. But at the moment, SJH, the starter, who has gained the most. Unfortunately, James has lost the most places, caught up in that incident in turn 3 and 4, facing the wrong way, but he is underway once again, right on the back of Rich. He's having a look down the inside. He doesn't make it work, as we are on this beautiful camera on the front nose, as we got a yellow flag in sector 1. I assume that's for Dale, who has just come out of the pits, but we will see very soon. Got Vallicello all over the back of Baba. Both of them closing down on Ivan. Are we going to get any moves into turn 1? Sloshy comes into the pits immediately. Baba setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So we got both Ferraris in the top 5. I believe Ivan just had a little bit of a snap on the rear end. It looked like he held it fairly well. So we got Baba and Vallicello going side by side. Vallicello almost into the wall. Absolutely great racing between these two. at the moment. Very good from Vallicello to keep that out of the wall. It did look like his car always wanted to end up hitting the wall, but he was able to control it very nicely. As we got SJH on the back of Bullet, but we're just going to have a little peek at what's going on for 3rd, 4th and 5th. See if anyone makes any moves. They're going to stay single file through the final chicane. That's a wise choice from them both. We got Bullet being hunted down by SJH, Don Silver and Ozone up into the points now. And James making his way back up the grid after that appalling start where he was facing backwards. But we got this battle right now, and it is difficult to see anything if you're in the slipstream of the other car. Got Sneaky Ninja dropping down a couple of places. What's happened to Sneaky Ninja as he goes off at turn 1, I'm guessing? He rejoins behind both Rich and Alex. So he's got a lot of work to do. Dale's in the pits once again. We got Jacob just holding that gap at 4.7 seconds at the moment. And we got, this could be a good run for Baba if he gets the traction right. He's in overtake mode. He's backed out. Is he going to have luck down the inside into the wall? A champion's corner? No. Ivor with a 3-second time penalty. That is going to be crucial for Ivan at this moment. As Vallicello sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He's going down the inside. He's going down the inside of Baba. Vallicello taking advantage. He sat back. He waited for his moment. But as he got the move done, will Baba fight it into turn 3? No, he won't. Vallicello up into P4, right on the back of his teammate, Ivan. So it seems like Vallicello's got more pace at the moment. Will there be any team orders? Will Ivan let Vallicello go? He's not going to make it difficult for Vallicello, is he? Nope, he's just going to say, there you go, mate. There's P3. Go hunt down Nas in the Mercedes. But Baba also getting past Ivan on the run down into the hairpin. Dale pops in the fastest lap. So he has got pace on this circuit, does Dale. As we got Alex dropping down a few positions as well. What's happened to Alex? I think he might have just ran off circuit somewhere and rejoined behind Sloshy, who is under pressure from Sneaky Ninja. Jacob setting the new fastest lap. Vallicello has actually got past Nas, not into the hairpin, not into the final chicane. My apologies, it's not the hairpin, it's the final chicane. But Vallicello up into 2nd place. Vallicello is flying in these conditions, making up the positions left, right and centre, but he's got 8.3 seconds to make up on Jacob, but that time is kind of staying still. I thought for a second it would be coming down, but he has already built up a gap to Nas, Baba and Ivan behind. So Vallicello, he seems pretty confident of his pace in the wet. A Sloshy gets past Sneaky Ninja for P12 on the grid. Actually, let's have a look and see who has made pit stops so far. So Sloshy has made 1 pit stop. Dale has made 2 pit stops as we got a yellow flag. Who's that for? It's for Ozone. What's happened there? Where's he lost it to? Oh no, he lost it on the exit of turn 9. And that's got him completely under pressure. James has got past him. Rich has just got past him. Sloshy is right behind him now. So Sloshy after making a pit stop already, he is not far off the points. Ozone defends to the inside. The final chicane, can Sloshy? Oh, he's got a 3-second time penalty. And we can see why he has that. Sloshy is going to try around the outside. Can he do it? It'll be the inside for the second corner. And he does it, but Ozone going to try cut back underneath him on the exit. Turn 2, Sloshy with a big back end stepping out, but a big snap of oversteer. But I think Sloshy has that move done as Ozone gets a 3-second time penalty for his measures as well. We got Baba getting past Nas. Let's go and have a little look. Oh, it's into the hairpin. Who's going to have the better traction? Baba does appear to have the better traction out of turn 10 and 11. And let's see. Gonna happen. Nas down the inside for the final chicane, but Baba, he's got the better traction coming out of turn 14 as they go across the start finish line. Ivan goes down the inside. He tried to have a look down the inside of both of them. It doesn't pay off well for him. He hasn't made any ground on these two. He's just sitting there. He knows he's got the pace to fight these guys, but in these conditions I think he's just biding his time, being a bit smart. But that is bringing Bullet into the equation as well, and not far off Bullet is SJ. We got Don Silva not too far behind as well, and we got James, 2.8 seconds behind him, as we got Sloshy, who is 15 seconds behind near enough. But that gap is closing down between 10th and 9th. But Sloshy now clean air. Let's see what he can do. But it's great to see 4 cars battling out for the final spot on the podium. Baba appears to have pulled away from Nas slightly. So maybe Nas's race pace not as good as his qualifying pace. And Valicello is bringing that gap down to Jacob. Is now at 6 seconds. It was at 8.4 earlier. It's now at... Oh, he just hits the wall. He'll be lucky if he didn't lose any front wing damage. We got Ivan getting past Nas now. So Ivan has got past Nas. I wonder, does Nas have any front wing damage? Visually, it doesn't look like he's got front wing damage, but he is struggling at the moment, as we got Bullet all over the back of him. As they come through turns 8, turn 9 on the run down to the hairpin. And we got James getting past Don Silva, but James drifts. Well, he has a bit of understeer and he drifts, but he's able to keep hold of our position for the time being. Bullet, is he going to try anything into the final chicane? I'm not sure. Let's find out. Valicello sets a new fastest lap. The gap's now down to 5 seconds. Valicello is flying in these conditions. However, I'm just noticing, but it does appear that the track, it's not raining as much. It does appear that the track is kind of drying out a bit. Will we see a changeover to the Ultra Sauce, Super Sauce? Will we see the dry tyres coming into play? As we got Bullet's got to get past. He's got to get past Nas. He caught up so quickly to this guy, and he's losing so much time to Ivan and Baba now. Because in clean air, Jacob, I think, has just been managing the gap. It is now at 5.6 seconds. Vallicello, since he got past those guys, has just cruised away. And we got Baba, who has also cruised away from Ivan, because Baba was able to get the job done on Nas earlier, but can't Bullet do it because he is being caught now by SJH. So Nas is becoming a bit of a spanner in the works for these front running guys. Here's qualifying pace. It might be, he might have good race pace on the dry tyres, but on these intermediate tyres he doesn't have no pace at all, as Bullet goes off at turn 3, and I think SJ actually followed him a little bit, but not as bad. SJ gets through into P6. So SJ started at the back of the grid, he is now up into P6. So we're going to see how much further can SJ get up the grid. Can Bullet get 6th place back? It is the closest battle on track, apart from this little scrap between Sneaky Ninja and Ozone for 11th place on track. And it actually is the closest battle we got at the moment, because SJH has just pulled outside of that second window from Bullet. And Bullet's actually gambling. Is he gambling for the dry tyres? Let's find out. Vallicello with a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help him. Are these going to be the dry tyres? No, another set of intermediates going on. It is a bit too early for the dry compound tyres. But just judging from how the track is looking from where we started this race, it does look like it's drying out. As Ozone has actually gambled. He's gambled on the Ultras. So let's keep an eye on Ozone's times. This might be too early from Ozone, but we're gonna keep an eye, see how much he'll struggle on those tyres. Let's yeah, it's too early. It is too early. The track is a bit too damp. Ozone just losing the back end all over the place. So way too early, but as Nas come into the pits with the dry tyres. No, he's chucking on another set of intermediates. So Ozone thinking the same as, well, that's why I was thinking, as DRS is now enabled. I did say it was drying out. So now, when is the perfect time to come into the pits? I mean, we can see from the time difference between Dale and Ozone when would be the perfect time. A Sloshy chucks on the super soft tyres. So he is looking to go to the end of the race on the harder compound of tyre. Sneaky Ninja also chucking on a set of the super soft tyres, looking to go to the end of the race also. What about Dale? What's he gonna do? He's chucking on a set of super soft tyres as well. So Ozone, the only one at the moment on the ultra softs. And was that Alex has spun it? Alex has spun it on his intermediates. Oh, this is gonna be heartbreaking for him. Heartbreaking. He is going to be now at the back of the grid, because there goes Dale, and he could be under pressure of being lapped after the pit stops. But Jacob stays out. Vallicello has actually pitted on the Ultras. Hammers has gone through. Baba has pitted. SJ has pitted. Ivan's pitted. Don Silva has come into the pits as well. As Jacob just thrown away time. to Vallicello. Sloshy sets a fastest lap of a 1:19.5. It is drying out now. It is time for the dry compound tyres. As you can see, that gap between Vallicello and Jacob is closing down. As Ozone goes fastest on his ultra soft tyres. Yep, it is 100% time for the dry tyres right now as Jacob comes into the pits. But 17 seconds was the gap. Is Vallicello going to get past him? As it's been a good lap from Vallicello. Jacob straps on the super soft tyres. Through the final corner we go. Where's Jacob? Jacob's exiting the pits. Vallicello's on the pit straight. This is going to be close on the exit of turn 2. Who's going to get the lead? They're side by side. And Vallicello gets past Jacob for the race lead. Absolutely incredible stuff. Vallicello on his outlap did just about enough to get ahead of Jacob. Jacob staying out for that one extra lap has seriously cost him dearly in terms of this race result. But can Vallicello take these ultra softs to the end of the race? We know the supers will go to the end, but can Vallicello, as Nas has come into the pits and he's dropped down to 10th place at the moment. So not good from Nas. He also lost a lot of time, leaving it too late to come into the pits for the dry compound tyre. And Vallicello is flying. His tyres have been warmed up somewhat, obviously, because it's still a bit damp out there. But his tyres are a lot warmer, and he is on one compound softer tyres. As he sets a 13.3, the fastest lap of the race by a long way. And Jacob, we know Jacob can go to the end. The question is, can Vallicello build up enough of a gap? Oh, Vallicello, he's lost it. Into the wall goes Vallicello, and that's a front wing damage. Absolutely destroying Vallicello. We did say it was a bit damp as he hits the wall on the exit. DRS has been enabled, so here comes Jacob down the inside for turn 8, and he's gonna stick it behind for the time being. He knows he's got the downforce advantage now, thanks to Vallicello losing half of his front wing. And around the outside goes Jacob. There he goes back into the lead of this Grand Prix, and Jacob will have DRS as well. So Vallicello, unfortunate for him. Brilliant timing to come into the pits onto the dry compound tyre, but an unfortunate mistake. Still a little bit damp out there. Just catches him out. Into the wall he goes, and it's the fight for the win. I think it's definitely over, but Baba will get past him now for P2. Where's his teammate? Will Ivor get past Vallicello? Let's find out. Vallicello is going to be close, but I think his teammate will have him. Yep. Ivan does get past Vallicello, and Sloshy has done well to get back up to P5 after the crossover changes. SJH in 6th, holding it down. Good performance for him to come back from last on the grid. James also trying to salvage this race. Obviously, turn 3 and 4, lap 1, he was spun around facing the wrong way. So good recovery from James at the moment. But Nas, who at one point was in 2nd place, fighting for the podium throughout most of the intermediate conditions, is now all the way back in 12th place. He has lost so much time. He didn't have the pace to keep up with the front guys in the intermediate conditions, and then he made the mistake of staying on his intermediate tyres one lap too long, and it seriously has cost him. It cost him dearly. But it'll be interesting to see now what will happen with Vallicello and Ivor. As we got a yellow flag in sector 1, what's happened? Nas actually sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and he is all over the back of Sneaky Ninja. So let's see if Nas can put some moves on Sneaky Ninja to get back into the points. As Jacob sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, these fastest laps are coming in quick and fast now. Rich with a 3-second time penalty. Vallicello, another 3-second time penalty. We just moved on to him, and he's going to take third place from his teammate down the inside into turn 1. James with the fastest lap as well. Let's see what Ivan's going to do. Is he going to try and fight his teammate? Not sure. I mean, Vallicello has got a lot of penalties to his name. But we're going to see if there's going to be a Ferrari civil war for third place. We'll come back to that in a minute, because we got James all over the back of SJH, around the outside into the hairpin he goes. A good old squeeze from SJH on James, but James will have DRS. I'm not sure, will SJH have DRS? I don't think he does. James gets past SJH on pure slipstream and DRS, and a second bite of the cherry will allow him to move away, and now he can try and hunt down Sloshy in the Sauber. So 20 laps into this race, Sloshy gets another time penalty, as SJH gets a 3-second time penalty as well. Dale a 3-second time penalty. Come on lads, respect the track limits. We got a lot of penalties at the moment. I don't even know who could be on the podium right now. We've seen a lot of penalties. But yeah, 20 laps into this Grand Prix. Jacob has a commanding lead. It would have been a lot closer with him and Vallicello, but Vallicello unfortunately losing the car on the exit of, I believe it was turn 9, or yeah, I think it was turn 9, turn 4. It was after a chicane. Let's just say that. It was after a chicane, as Vallicello puts in the fastest lap. Baba with a 3-second time penalty. And unfortunately, this is one of those circuits where it is easy to pick up warnings and penalties, especially through the chicanes of turn 3, 4, 8 and 9, and obviously 13 and 14 with the Wall of Champions there. It is easy to gain those warnings and penalties, but it is going to be interesting to see who will finish where, because we got so many warnings and so many penalties. But no matter what, I think Jacob is secured in first place, unless he pits a second time, which I can't see him doing on those super soft tyres. But Vallicello is all over the back of Baba. This will be an important move for Vallicello to get past, to get back into second place. Down the inside he goes, but Baba will try and hold the inside, and he doesn't really fight it. Vallicello up into second place. And now we can see what his true pace would have been like in comparison to Jacob. Jacob right now, I think he's just in cruise control. Just making sure he doesn't make no mistakes. Making sure he just brings it home. He knows he got a gap. He knows the people behind him got penalties. He knows to bring it home. As we got Bullet over the back of Don Silva for P8. The Renault versus the McLaren. Who will win this? And we got Nas in 11th, all over the back of Ozone for the last points playing position. Let's have a look and see if Nas makes a move. DRS has enabled, but he doesn't make the move. He had a little luck. He did just creep out of the slipstream and have a little peek down the inside, but thought better of it. He's gonna think better, try set something up. Will Bullet make a move on Don Silva down the inside of the World Champions? He does. He has a little look, a big lock up down the inside, and Nas does get past Ozone. But this is the fight, and it's a bit too close to these guys. Down the inside goes Bullet. Can Don Silva keep it around the outside? No, he can't. And a little bit of a drift on the exit for good measure from Bullet. So Bullet gets up into P8. Nas is now in P10. He's back into the points after what was an abysmal crossover point for Nas. If I remember correctly, I thought so. Yeah, Nas pitted onto the Indus twice, didn't he? Yeah, he stopped first time for Indus. That was a bad call from Nas. He should have stayed out on the Indus he was on and crossed over when everyone else did. As we got Ozone retiring. What's happened there? Let's ride on board with Rich and see where Ozone has lost it. But it's not been a great season for Ozone. He has had no luck, as it's on the exit of turn 9. He has just hit the wall. Out of the race. Can Dale get past Sneaky Ninja for what will be 11th place? Not at the moment. Maybe into turn 1. We got Don Silva still on the back. Sneaky Ninja, I think he just got ahead of him. I think Sneaky Ninja did just get ahead of Dale. Sorry guys, I got a little bit distracted. But Rich is into the pits, putting on another set of ultra soft tyres, I assume. Or perhaps he might be thinking hypers. Nope, he's gone to the ultras. Will Ivan be thinking hypers? I'm not sure. 10 laps to go of the Canadian Grand Prix. As we got this battle right now, Don Silva versus Bullet for P8. The Renault versus the McLaren. Who will come out on top in this little scrap? At the moment, Bullet seems to be doing well. As Dale gets past Sneaky Ninja down that back straight, the long back straight with DRS enabled. Very easy to get past someone if you got the DRS. And just the natural traction and straight line speed to get past someone. Slipstream, it's all goes in your favour, especially down that back straight. The Casino Straight, I believe it's called. Not 100% sure. But Jacob has got a 3-second time penalty now. The guys seem to be spacing out a little bit. Oh, hang on. Ivan is getting close to Baba. On lap 26, Ivan closing in on 3rd place. He is in DRS range. Can Ivan get ahead of the Williams driver? We'll find out. Sloshy not that far behind them either. I'm not sure if Ivan's I think Ivan is running higher front and rear wings compared to Baba, because on the straight he just didn't seem to pull him in. Right, let's have a look now. Let's see how much the gap closes by. Ivan is in overtake mode on the ERS. You see, like, he only closed the gap down by about a tenth and a half on that long straight. He has got a much better run for the final chicane though, and closed it down by pretty much 2 tenths, but I just think Ivan is running slightly higher wings than Baba at this moment in time. So he's going to have to use the corners and those ultra soft tyres to close up, which he appears to be doing. He's keeping with Baba at the moment, so one mistake from Baba and that could be it. I do believe that might have been a warning for Ivan for turn 8. I do believe that might have been a nice little warning popped up for him. But here we go, 7 tenths behind him. He's in the slipstream. He's got quite a lot of ERS compared to Baba. So let's see. Is he going to be close enough to make a move into turn 1? Let's find out. As Sloshy gets very close to the wall of champions right there. Very, very close. See, this is a circuit a lot of people absolutely love for its unpredictability. And we have had quite a lot of unpredictability but there, as we just saw Ivan hitting the wall. We're seeing a lot more contact on the wall on the exit of all the chicanes and the actual Wall of Champions wall. Interesting to note. As here goes Ivan. He's having a little look around the outside perhaps. Nope, he's going to stick behind. Up into overtake mode. Hot lap move for Baba. Let's see. Ivan's closing. He's going down the inside. Oh, he kind of backed out of it. Sloshy again gets very close to the Wall of Champions. I think he's just loving that corner at the moment, Sloshy. Probably sitting on the edge of his seat. I mean, this is the only battle we have on track at this moment in time. So this is what we're going to stick with. At what point though do those hyper soft tyres, ultra soft tyres, wear off on Ivan's Ferrari? At what point? As Ivan is all over the back of Baba, literally pushing him through the hairpin at turn 10. And here we go, DRS wide open. He's gonna have to make a lunge sooner or later. And this could be it. No, he backs out. Ivan with a 3-second time penalty. A Sloshy once again getting very close to that Wall of Champions. Yeah, the question's got to be there. At what point do these ultra soft tyres start to wear out for him? There we go, the back end has just stepped out on Ivan's car. There might be a sign as Don Silva's come into the pits for front wing change. Oh, that's going to be heartbreaking for him. A front wing change has just dropped him out of the points. Nas goes up to 9th. Dale now up to 10th, and that is going to make the battle between him and Sneaky Ninja a lot more tasty right now, because there is a championship point up for grabs, as Ivan has now dropped pretty much a second behind Baba, so maybe his tyres are starting to wear out now. But obviously DRS, if he can stay within it, he's got a chance. But let's see if Baba is able to pull away in the corners now. And Sloshy is actually, he's getting closer. Sloshy is getting a bit closer as well. This is, the fight for third place is not over. I'm not sure who will actually be third place, but Sloshy is now within a second of Ivan. I'm not sure who will be in third place because of the amount of penalties that we've seen pop up. As we got a yellow flag in sector 1, who's that for? I'm not sure, but here we are, we're back on this fight. Baba, I think, has got brilliant traction coming out of that hairpin, because he just seems to be pulling away on pure acceleration out of that corner. Pure traction. And it's difficult for Ivan to deal with at this moment in time. We're on lap 32 of 35. This has been quite an exciting race, I'm not even going to lie. We went from intermediate conditions all the way to blue skies with a few clouds in the air. Nas picks up a 3-second time penalty for his efforts. Sneaky Ninja still within DRS of Dale for P10, so that's a fight we're going to have to keep our eye on, but obviously the higher up the front runners take priority. I have said this, I will have a look at the back markers, especially the fights when they are close, but at the moment in time, speaking of the fights being close, this is going to be close. 4 tenths. Can Sneaky Ninja get good traction out of turn 10? He gets some decent traction. Let's see what DRS will do to help him. They are relatively, well, I was going to say they're relatively equal on ERS, but Sneaky Ninja has a little bit more. Does have a little bit more, as the gap between Ivan, Sloshy and Baba, it keeps fluctuating between a second, just over a second, just under a second. We're on lap 34 of 35. This is the battle for 10th place, the last points playing position. We've got another battle going on further up the grid. The battle for 4th, 5th, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Sloshy gets another 3-second time penalty. Vallicello has brought that gap down to Jacob to 10.6 seconds. So Vallicello did have the pace. He legit had the pace. He just had an unfortunate mistake just after the change onto the dry tyres, where he lost his front wing, had to make another pit stop, whereas Jacob has just been able to cruise, not take any chances, just been loving life. But here we go, this fight for 3rd, 4th and 5th is really heating up right now. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3 somewhere. I think that's for the Force India of Alex, who's just up the road. Oh. We're on the final lap of the race. The race leader is on the final lap. Who will be third place on track? Can Sneaky Ninja get up into the points? As Ivor gets very close. Sloshy getting close as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a scrap on track right now. Ivor on the ultra soft tyres. He goes down the inside. Has Ivor got the job done? He has got it done. And here goes Sloshy. Sloshy with DRS. Is he going to have a look down the inside also? Sloshy to the inside. Down the inside, and Baba's dropped down to 5th. Baba was 3rd starting this lap, and he is now down to 5th. Now can Baba and Sloshy get back past Ivor? I'm not sure, but we're going to find out. Baba saved up a lot of ERS. And I'm sorry, Jacob has crossed the line into 1st place, but we got to find out who's going to finish 3rd. Or even 4th at this point. I don't know. Ivor is going to cross the line in 3rd place. But Baba will get 3rd because of the amount of penalties. So Ivor will finish 4th. Actually no, James will finish 4th. James promoted up to 4th place after his lap 1 calamity. So a great recovery drive from James in the McLaren. Ivor down to 5th, Sloshy in 6th, SJH in 7th. Bullet is going to cross the line for 8th place. Nas, who at one point was 2nd, is now in 9th place, but at least he has got some points. Sneaky Ninja has actually got past Dale. Will he stay there though? I know both of them got penalties. No, Dale gets ahead. And I believe Sneaky Ninja also dropped down to 12th there as his teammate, I believe, overtook him as well. So there we go. There is your race winner, Jacob, with Vallicello and Baba on the podium with him. Absolutely fantastic race. Unfortunate for Vallicello, he did have the pace to challenge today. He made the correct decision, the perfect timing to come in for the dry tyres. Unfortunately, while the track was still damp, he just made collision with the wall, lost his front wing, and it was unfortunate that he had to make a 2nd pit stop. But as I was saying, I mean, look at the penalties. Fair play to Don Silva in the Renault, for not gaining a single penalty. So shout out to Don Silva in the Renault for being the cleanest driver here today. But yep, SJH, coming up from 7th, 15th, last place, all the way to 7th. Unbelievable drive from him. James, had a big moment into lap 1, obviously, through turn 3 and 4, facing the wrong way. Brilliant recovery drive for him to get all the way up to 4th. Obviously keeping it a lot cleaner on track than Ivor and Sloshy did. Unfortunate for Nasio, and he made the wrong decisions. He pitted for another set of intermediates, and then he left it a little bit too late for the switch over to the dry compound tyres. Unfortunate. Right, so now we're going to see if we can get the race winner and the podium drivers in for an interview. Right, let's try and get our race winner in the party. Right, send an invite. Everyone watching the stream, let me know your highlights of the race. Let me know your opinions on what has happened. Right. Don't know what's happened with our race winner. Just for the I don't think we're going to be able to get anyone in for the interviews. No one's responding to the message into the PlayStation chat. Our race winner hasn't accepted the party invite, unfortunately. Nah, I don't think we're going to get any interviews, lads. It's unfortunate. I know no one seems to be responding, but it was an absolutely fantastic race. Nevertheless, congratulations to Jacob, back-to-back victories, really bringing him into this championship fight. Brilliant recovery drive from James, backwards on lap 1 at turn 3. Brilliant recovery drive to get up to 4th. Vallicello, he did have the pace for the win. Unfortunately, one mistake, it just cost him the entire race. And Baba in 3rd place, was solid, able to defend, and it was a great scrap watching that little battle on track for 3rd place. But that is going to be the end. I will unfortunately, yep, no interviews. So thanks to everyone who dropped by supporting these lads racing in AOR F6. Round number 7 is in the bag. Jacob, your race winner, and we shall catch you next week for the French Grand Prix, I believe. So yeah, we'll catch you next week for France. Peace.